happened to your friend?
What do you mean?
I saw her get dragged off.
Judy, I warned you about that crap.
Look, I don't know what's happened to her, but there's blood all over the hallway.
What have you done with her? You took a fancy to her when you picked us up, didn't you? Eh? Isabel was right. You wanted some quick fun.
No.
What'd you do? Follow her? And then when she said no?
No, I was fast asleep in my bed.
That's right.
How would you know?
Yeah. Hey, you get away from my daughter, pervert!
Oh, no, please just listen to me. Look, I don't know what's happened to her. All I know is, I don't know, there's just something really funny going on in this house.
It's the little people.
Exactly!
Hello and welcome to Just That Film. My name's Ben.
My name's Charlie.
And today we're talking about the 1987 cult classic horror film Dolls. What are you looking at me like that for?
1986 I've got here.
Is it 86?
Yeah.
87?
Maybe you saw it in 87.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Just That Film. My name's Ben.
I'm Charlie.
And today we're talking about the 1986 movie Dolls.
1987. That's 1986.
Is it 86?
It is 86.
Oh, we'll do it again. Right.
Can't.
Okay.
Yes. Directed by Stuart Gordon, who he was the writer of Reanimator and From Beyond, and directed Fortress. So you know Reanimator, you've seen that, haven't you?
No.
You've not seen Reanimator?
No.
That's like a typical kind of 80s sort of, like the same kind of thing as this.
Okay.
In bringing things back to life. It's quite
Okay.
a cult classic.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was written by Edna Ha.
Edna Ha.
Edna Ha,
Okay.
who also he also wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, all right.
And Troll, the first Troll, not the second Troll, which is the worst film ever. But I don't mind the first Troll.
And you like the second Troll?
It's terrible, but I like it because it's
terrible.
It's terrible. You think, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
I know there's a lot of
It's
them films, isn't they? People go, oh, it's so
Right, the cast aren't necessarily people you know, but I'm going to say them anyway because there's not a lot of them.
No.
You've got Ian Patrick Williams, plays David. Carolyn Purdy Gordon is Rosemary. Carrie Lorraine is Judy, the little girl. She didn't really do anything after this.
No.
She only done... And when I see her face...
Well, until she done Sex in the City a few years later.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker, she turned her name to. It's a bit like her,
Do
isn't
you
it?
think? A bit. Guy Rolfe is Gabriel, the old man. Hilary Mason is Hilary Hartwicke, the old woman. I think she was the old woman in Don't Knock Now, the fortune teller.
Yeah, you're right.
Bunty Bailey is Isabel.
Yes, well, we all know where we've seen her before, but you never would recognise her from this film.
No.
You wouldn't go, that's her from that
Yes.
thing, because
What
this...
is it? Why is
She's the girl from the Aha Take On Me music video, which she's lovely in that. This, she's like, oh my God, just like, just kill her. She's vile in this. She's proper like, but they're like, oh, like proper old, like we know people like that.
And you got Casey Stewart is Enid. Now, is she the one who married Phil?
She was in EastEnders. But you know what?
Phil's first wife.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually felt she was actually not that bad.
No, she's
I
not.
think all the others you can justify them all getting killed. I felt like she actually wasn't a baddie, and I thought that they could have actually turned her to be a bit of a goodie and paired her off with that bloke or something like that. Because all the others, they deserved it.
So the bloke you're talking about is Ralph.
Ralph, that's
He's played by Stephen Lee.
Yeah.
Now Stephen Lee, he's unfortunately died 2014, age 58.
Okay.
He was in the film I always know from. He's in RoboCop 2.
Okay.
Officer Duffy in RoboCop 2, which he has, spoiler for RoboCop 2, he has one of the worst deaths in it.
Really?
Because, well, he's this corrupt cop and RoboCop bashing him up to get information. So then the gangsters get him and they're like, you ratted on this. He goes, no, I didn't. And they they cut his chest open, they get a finger while he's awake and everything, making this little boy watch it and stuff. It's really good, RoboCop 2. You got to watch that.
It? No.
Yeah. But the story is basically Charlie and Alex are driving Lily to this B&B, and Ben picks up Eve and Daisy, I guess. Catherine and
Joanne.
Yeah. Yeah. And they go to a house, and the old couple, they sort of look after them. It's just like a typical kind of...
It is a very 80s horror. It's very 80s. But you know what? I wasn't expecting much from it when I rewatched it, because as I said, I think last week, I said it's probably been about 20, maybe more years since I've seen this film.
I think I actually watched it about within the last 10 years. I watched it.
Okay.
I think I watched it when I was really little. Didn't remember it, but within the last 10 years.
I've seen it a few times years ago in the 80s. When it came out, I see it 80s, early 90s. See it a few times. And as I say, when I rewatch stuff sometimes that I might have liked years ago, and I watch it and I'm like, But actually, I think it holds up still. I like it. Actually, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than what I thought I would. And I didn't realise as well how vile them girls were in it. Like, well, the girl, her had to take on me. Because in that, we used to say she's like, look, a bit like our cousin Lauren. She was all like, well, didn't she? You know, the girl in the Take On Me video. And she's like really pure, really sort of like natural. In this, she's like a Madonna wannabe, but really, she looks really sort of ugly and horrible in this. She's like,
I say she was ugly.
No, but she looks really kind of proper. She just, it's just like proper.
Melt.
She's
That's Shirley and Heather, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
But the weird thing I've found about this, which I mentioned to you briefly the other day, is you can't quite locate it, because I remember the first time watching it thinking, okay, well, it's an English horror, but it's not. It's an Italian horror.
It's in Italy. It's filmed in Italy because it's meant to be in England, but they filmed it in Italy because it was a lot cheaper.
But then half the cast are American, and blatantly American. So you got the husband, wife, and child are American.
But are they supposed to be American?
Well, they don't put on an English accent.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of them films that they think, that's all right, people won't notice it.
Yeah, but I mean...
That was supposed to be in England, that's all right. You sound English enough. Just say, hello, apples and pears, or something like that, and then we'll get on with it. Yeah, but that's why I think their accents are so bad. Like, you know, like the two girls. They're like really sort of...
they're like common English. Then you've got the upper class English, the ones who run the house, their B&B.
But the stepmother, she's vile as well, isn't she? Yeah. But then her death's quite horrible as well. No, not her death. Is it when they're sawing? I see when they're attacking her. Yeah. Her death, I think they could have done a bit more of a death rather than her jumping out the window, because she wouldn't jump out the window. I think they should have pushed her down the stairs and then stamped on her head and done other stuff to her. But
you know, it
was good. Yeah. It's a good film. It's actually, I can see why it's like a cult classic, and. It's 80s. I don't think you could go wrong with an 80s horror film. I mean, there's 80s horror films that I think, how the fuck is that still like relevant? But this is a good one, and I don't know if is it quite well known. Then is it a cult film? I think, isn't it?
Well, I think most 80s horror films you'd pass off as cult. But I distinctly remember, I always think back to say like your Fangoria magazines and stuff. If it's something I remember from there. Again, the posters. This has got the poster of the girl, the doll holding the eyes. Yeah. Which is a poster that you remember. I mean, 80s. That's how you used to sell your film, because you went to the video shop and what sold your film, which a lot of the time I'd look at the covers of the film, and go, oh, this looks brilliant, and get home, and nothing on the cover was even in the film. No, it was like, so sometimes it's like, oh fucking hell, that was a waste of time. But that's like also, you think they'd have made a trailer for this. But where would you see it? You only ever see it
on a video
of another horror film from the same company. Otherwise, you'd never know about it. So the poster had to do all the work.
But don't you find the poster art from the 80s, especially horror films, was like I think some of the best, if not the best. I think they've got the most iconic movie posters. Yeah. Like whether they're iconic enough that everyone knows them. Well, I think in the genres, like for example, horror films. Like people will know Dolls, people will know like April Fool's Day, people will know like Yeah, Demons too. Like is quite
Fright Night.
Fright Night. So yeah, there's some really iconic sort of posters.
Yeah. And it was like, yeah,
It was the time for
that was
for
how they
that,
get.
yeah.
But it's, like I always say that the 70s was the best cover art for albums.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And 80s was
Without
the
a
best
doubt.
for, as well, especially horror movie posters. You know, you remember them so vividly. You think,
Yeah.
like even things like I remember the Evil Dead video, and it's got like the trapdoor open kind of thing.
Yeah.
You think, oh god, that's creepy.
Yeah.
You know,
They're being trapped under the thing.
yeah, creep shows.
yeah.
They're good posters.
Really good. Dolls influenced Toy Story.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so the horror fans say. So
Well, you could say it because you're at the end of Toy
about
Story.
the toys coming to life and all that.
Which I always had an issue with because I thought he's not necessarily a bad kid. For all you know, he's got really good friends, but he's a nice kid, but he gets bullied at school, so he's got no friends, and maybe he just sort of plays with the dolls to take out his frustration that he gets bullied. And all of a sudden, this doll's turn on him. We're watching you, Sid. We're gonna kill your mother. And you
Don't
think,
say that, do they?
yeah, in the first one they say that. It's always a bit, you know. And I feel loads of people laugh, like, cheer at that bit. Yeah, imagine how scared he is. It's traumatising for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You know, just because he sort of cuts off dolls' heads and sort of burns them.
Yeah.
Adam used to do that with all his toys. He used to shoot them and like put them
I
in.
think
a
most
row.
kids do though. Most kids do make
I
like
didn't.
that.
I used to sort of look after mine.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
I'd sell
burning.
them.
I remember. I made like out of a crisp box once, and I made it like I put all like Rosie's, Cindy's stuff in there, and I had a settee and had the Cindy sitting on the settee, and I pretended she fell asleep with a fag, and like Rosie didn't know this, and I sort of set it alight. So, and it was really fascinating to watch. And I think there was a few kids from the close watching it. And it's like, there was a certain point when you just sort of see the silhouette of the body like on the sofa, laying there burning while all the fire was going up the thing. But it's just like, but it looked really good. And yeah, but this day and age, I mean, you could have done it, but then it was really hard. Like I had camcorders.
I remember you videoed.
I did do that once.
Was Nightmare on Elm Street or something?
I think I've done it because of that reason.
Yeah.
Because I sort of see how good it looked. Because when you look at it like that, it looked like a body. Because obviously, and then it starts melting. It's like, sort of freaky things we used to get up
You
to.
might have saved people's lives. Some of the kids in the coast might have thought, "Oh God, I don't want that to happen to me."
Yeah.
And then got home
I
that
doubt
night, and their mum's sitting there with like a cigarette in her hand.
Yeah, I
and
doubt
thought,
that.
Put that out for
I doubt
me.
that. It was one deleted concept involved the dolls sewing parts of the victims into new dolls.
Right.
But I reckon it would have been a little bit too gruesome.
But they do turn them into dolls, don't
They
they?
do, because she turns into a doll, doesn't she, upstairs, like the girl out to take on me. And that's where they got the eye thing on.
Which
That's
I
how they
noticed-
got the eye. That's how they got the eye bit for the front poster, because as she leans forward, her eyes fall out and she holds her eyeballs up.
But see that you're saying about her death, that's a fate worse than death. Turning into a doll, you know.
Well,
Would you
yeah.
rather? Would you rather die? Or
Well, it
be
seems
turned
like a
into
slow
something?
process, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because,
sitting there.
But yeah, no,
I thought he was the I always think of him as Officer Duffy. What's his name? The bloke in it, the character's name?
Paul or something, isn't it?
No. Ralph. Ralph, up to that point, you think he's all right, and all of a sudden he goes, "We gotta get out of here!" Starts stepping on you. You think, you knobhead.
Idiot.
What are you doing? Because they would obviously have left you alone.
Yeah.
You know, because
and by kicking them, you honestly think that's it, they're going to let you go now.
Yeah.
I know. But, it was a bit of a weird, like, friendship, like, with him, with the little girl, and it was just strange. It wasn't like, obviously there was nothing for it, but it was just a strange setup, the house thing. And, they're really weird characters, but it was like, basically, they attacked bad people. So it wasn't really like they was attacking the good ones. If you're good, yeah. But I also think that there's all them dolls in there. I reckon a majority of them dolls, if not all of them, are past victims.
possibly
people.
when they crack the dolls open, you've got these little goblin things inside, ain't you?
Yeah, well, that's probably what their bodies look like after they've been sort of stuck into like a doll thing after all them years. But I thought the little girl was a good little actress.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
She was really good.
Other things,
but I did look at her and I thought she looks like Sarah Jessica Parker. I thought She could be Sarah
Is it the
Jessica
eyes being
Parker.
really close
Yeah,
together?
it's something about her face. I looked and I thought, yeah, she could be like Carrie Bradshaw.
Except for she's too young.
Yeah, well, no, yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker was.
Oh yeah, she was in it. She
30
was,
at
she
that
was
point
yeah,
anyway.
no,
so-
she was in her teens or early 20s at that point. I'd
She
say
had done
87.
things, hadn't she?
She'd done Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So she was in late teens, I'd say, at least in the 80s. Yeah, I thought it was well cast. I think the special effects are good. Okay, you can see the stop animation stuff
No, but
and all
I
that
like
kind
the
of
stop
thing.
animation.
But yeah,
I
it
prefer
is.
that to say if you had the choice between that and the CGI, I'd pick that.
Oh
stop
yeah.
animation all day long.
It's a lot more hard. There's a lot more work goes into that, but then
Yeah.
I think that's why you appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Like
And the
especially
way
old
they
80s
move.
films. Yeah, but it's like it's part of the time. Like you wouldn't get a film. If they made a film now, they wouldn't use that.
No, but that's
it would
why-
all be. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. It would all be done by computer and stuff like that.
I used to love all those Harryhausen sort of things, like in Clash of the Titans and
yeah.
Sinbad and stuff, or in this, or even things like Howard the Duck when he got the monster speed. Everything that's stop animation, basically.
Yeah.
And if I was like say Chris Nolan's level of having an untold amount of money to make a film, I'd go, no, we're doing stop animation, and the studio go, yeah, but we can do CGI. We'll save like millions. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't care. Take out my money. I want
Yeah.
it stop animation. Yeah, but it don't look as good.
Yeah.
In your opinion,
No.
my opinion, it looks better.
And because no one else is doing that now, it would make your one stand out more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with you. Also, I think a lot of the dolls was made, and they was made to look slightly off because, like, just to make them look like a little bit like there's something not right with them. Like there was like a bit like funny, like this was funny on it, or one wonky eye, or there was.
It's a very simple opening credits as well, where you just the
Different dolls' faces.
but they all look
It's
a bit
effective.
weird.
It's effective.
good.
It's very good.
The director Stuart Gordon was afraid of porcelain dolls in real life,
Okay, that might be him facing his fears then.
and the whispering sounds of the dolls were done by a group of Stuart Gordon's friends and family.
What, when I was drunk?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good film. Good film. So did you? So you liked it?
oh yeah, I
watching
liked it.
again?
I'd seen it, as I said, within the last 10 years. I'd watched it, so as I'm watching it, it was all like there weren't things that threw me. Like there's the weird bits where she chucks her bear and the big bear comes out
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
And kills the mum and dad straight away.
Yeah.
I think the effects are pretty good for the budget of it and for how long ago it was.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
That film is you like an 80s horror with a little bit of blood and a little bit of like comeuppance for the bad guys. Then it's a good film. It is a good film.
Yeah.
And also it sort of shows, I think, as soon as like the credits are about to run, you see someone else get trapped in the rain. So it's like they've probably sort of fixed that outside, so that's how they get their victims. But yeah.
The fashions worn by Enid and Isabel were inspired by Madonna, who was often
you can see that.
photographed sporting the same boy toy belt.
You can see that straight away, but they're like really bad, rough, trashy versions of Madonna. Now, see, the thing is with Madonna, right?
She's class.
No. In the 80s, Madonna, she would put anything on, and like she would like she had all the bangles and the crucifixes, and she'd wear like fluorescent colour clothes, and she'd have like all this wild looking stuff on that shouldn't look good, but it worked with her. But you could get a really pretty girl, put the same on as what Madonna did, and it didn't look the same on her as it did with Madonna. It's like she had a very unique style, and I think that's probably the reason why. I mean, she was at the right time, the right place at the right time, and she exploded. She was very colourful when she first came out. She was really all fluorescent colours and all this, like, as I said, like all the bangles on her wrists and the crucifixes and like the big hair and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, boy toy and all that kind of stuff. Whereas anyone would try and dress up as her, and no matter how pretty they were, they
Didn't work.
did not work, which is really, that says something about a person that if they can hold a style that only they can look good in that style is saying something, isn't it, really, you know? But yeah, them two, you could see that they was like sort of paying homage to Madonna, but really badly, like what a lot of girls did in them days. Probably thought they looked the bollocks, but they didn't.
The most difficult shots of the film to accomplish were of the dolls attacking the characters, as the puppeteer's hands and the strings were visible and hard to hide. The cinematographer and editor found creative ways to hide them, which included drawing on the film reel with magic marker and very clear and very clever lighting. So imagine that they've actually gone on the film reel with magic marker to
Colour it in. That's
Which would
a
have been-
painstaking job. Well, that's your job for the day. I come in, you go, oh, for fuck's sake, can't you do it with someone else?
Yeah,
Can't Maureen do it?
But
now she's
how
off today.
That's how they save the money. And actress Carrie Lorraine, the little girl, only had one previous film credit before this. It was Poltergeist 2, The Other Side.
So she likes her horrors then?
Well, she probably
maybe didn't. Yeah,
well, she only
didn't.
done a couple of films because she was introduced. She was labelled as introduced for this film.
Okay.
Even though she had done that one, and she retired from acting after this film, having no interest in pursuing it as a career, and instead pursued a career as a criminal defence lawyer.
Okay.
Who always brought a doll to court and place it there, staring at the accused.
She go, what's that, Dolly? My Dolly said you're saying something wrong, mister. No, there's a, that's quite a common theme though, don't you find, with a lot of child stars being really big in a film. We've said this before, like Annie, Oliver, Willy Wonka and all that. All these like big sort of like Bugsy Malone, all that kind of stuff. And I think sort of peaking at the age of like 10, 11, 12. So then there's where's there to go? I don't know if some of them decide it ain't for them, but then some of them just sort of they can never match that success that they had with that opening film of theirs.
It's like if it's appealing, and they probably thought, oh, this is great. Then actually the grueling, having to sit about all day and go, right, do it again, all lights in your face, and having to sort of do it. And people
or maybe when they get to the age where their parents ain't making them do it, so I'm sure parents are going, oh, you can have this and that. It's like encouraging them. Whereas if they get to the age and go, I don't want to do it, and then they can't be made to do it.
I think ones who sort of quit almost immediately, they've probably got supportive parents who go, well, if you don't like it, don't do it. Like the girl in Never Ending Story.
Oh, what? The Empress, the Princess Empress. Yeah, she was like, as I say, everyone knew her. Very pretty little face as well, didn't she? Yeah. Wasn't there saying like something dodge or something? She'd get people like
the perverts.
Perverts, and she was like a little child.
Right, so I was really sick. I want to marry her. And she was like 13 or something like that.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't want your kid to do things like that, would you?
Cigarette smoke was used to create the smoky effects of the dolls being destroyed with their porcelain brakes.
Okay, so
all the people on the set would go, action.
Yeah. They wouldn't have to do it now, would they, with vapes?
Yeah.
The toy soldiers were the most expensive props as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they look the most rubbish, really.
Because they had to be joint, like, that to have all their little joints, and I know that was like the least effective, but they was the most expensive props because they had to be sort of made in a certain way, and maybe, I don't know, like the things, I don't know, but that was the most expensive ones.
But I suppose you don't know what's going to look good and what's going to look bad.
And also they must be really small, but then again, they probably weren't as small as what they would be.
I thought they was about that big. And they had the little firing guns or whatever. But, you know...
I wouldn't have said they were the most expensive props, though. That's just really unusual, I suppose, because there's a lot more detailed, more intricate looking sort of props than that.
Would you remember in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 when we found out about like the pig, the dead pig, all the paint, all the stuff they had to go through for that, and the bloke who smells it to this day.
Yeah, and he said he had to put his hand up into the pig's mouth and open its mouth
just for it to go. Yeah,
and it'd been sitting there for days. Had all flies and stuff around it.
Now, when they thought
you wouldn't be able to do that now.
No, but when they thought of that, they probably thought that's going to look so good. And then when you look at compared to the other effects, like the big Freddy worm and the puppet and stuff. They're what you remember. The pig thing is just literally, he looks at it, he goes,
yeah. Someone had to do that.
Well, I say he, Patricia Arquette, looked at it. She was looking at it.
But she didn't have to put her hand in it, did she?
I she had to kiss it. In the
with tongues. Yeah, put your bacon on it. One animatronic doll reportedly malfunctioned during production and started moving after power was cut. Bit weird, isn't it?
That would freak people out, especially back then, because in the 80s you hear so many things like on the Poltergeist set or Twilight Zone and all these things happening. And you think, oh, is it cursed?
Twilight Zone's one I'm surprised we haven't done yet.
No, yeah, but
we've got. There's a lot to talk about with that film as well, isn't there?
Oh yeah, of course.
So was this film everything that you expected it, that you remembered it to be?
Yeah, as I said, I watched it fairly recently, but I would, I'd put it quite favourably amongst 80s horrors. It's obviously looks very low budget because it's got minimal cast, minimal set.
Yeah, but most 80s horror films have.
No, but I mean, if you compared it to, say, something like Fright Night or Fright Night 2, you think, okay, well, that's got a bit more budget to it. The Nightmare on Elm Street films have more budget to them. You know,
Was this an English film just shot in Italy, or was it an American film shot in Italy, or was it an Italian film shot in Italy?
I think it was an American production shot in Italy
To look like it was in England.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was sort of. I think there was elements of not just the cast, but some of the crew was English. And it was right sort of international thing. You couldn't really.
Well, I think I'd say both the girls, the Madonna lookalike girls, I think they were both English, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, and was the old couple English?
Yeah, but the film, even though it was shot in Italy, it was done that because it was cheaper to shoot there than Los Angeles. So originally they was going to shoot it in Los Angeles, then it would have been an out-and-out American film. So I imagine what's happened. So since they're shooting in Italy, they think it's easier to get, and also cheaper. British actors are cheaper than American actors. They're more likely to travel. They've only got to travel a couple of hours to Italy, whereas someone in Los Angeles is going to have to. It's going to be more expensive flight.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. You think, right, we're going to shoot in Italy. It's a lot cheaper. So let's use Italian crew and European crew and the actors. Well, we're selling it to the American market. Well, we can make the two girls. They're probably meant to be like American punk girls, but they thought, well, we could get a couple of British punk girls.
But they're like proper cronies sounding, aren't they? They're proper like.
Well,
they've got no redeeming features at all.
No.
They're like proper, like sort of like scummy.
Yeah, but I would. Guy Rolfe had to bleach his hair white for this film. He wasn't particularly happy when his hair originally came out yellow.
Yeah, it would do. I think a lot of times people bleach it, they think it's just going to go that colour, and it won't. It does go like a yellowy colour. Like somebody go, like, I've got my hair dyed blonde, and I look go, it's more yellowy colour than blonde, and it looks a bit dodge. So, which do you think is the scariest sort of? Was there anything that scared you in this film? Or did you? What was your favourite sort of kill, or what was your? I
liked. I tell you the bits that sort of. The things that I think look good, I like the bit when they're looking for the punk girl, and then the light shows her face like with all.
Yeah, but they don't see her first of all, do they?
No, but we don't. They don't see her at all.
We do.
They don't see her at all.
No.
They're
she does. The girl does.
Yeah, but not in the attic.
No. Yeah, she does. She goes and sees her in the attic, and that's when her eyeballs fall out.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying that time when they're up there, because you're looking and all
the first time. Yeah, she's in the background, and it's a bit like, oh yeah.
She's sort of like she looks a bit like the faces of ones in the Wall.
Yeah,
yeah. Looks a little bit like that.
Yeah, but that was quite creepy looking, them dolls, didn't they? What about that clown one as well?
Oh, the little, the little.
Not the punch, not the punch. No, there's a clan one. There is a clan.
You're saying clan, like Ku Klux Klan?
Yeah. No, clown.
Clown. Oh right, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, was that scary, was it? No, because that's usually quite a scary thing, isn't it, for people?
Yeah, but I'm not scared of clowns.
I'm not scared of them either.
But the other thing is, like, we've talked about us getting desensitised. I remember as a kid being scared.
Well, Poltergeist, there was that scary clown in that one. That was like supposed to be really sort of like... I can see where people were scared of certain things like that. Because they can look quite freaky looking. Like in it, I'm not scared. Like they don't look scary. I mean, but I haven't seen the Tim Curry one. I've never seen that. I've never seen it.
I think Tim Curry's one is scary. This is again the difference between practical and the CGI of the new one. The new one, loads of people, younger generation will swear down and go, "Oh, the new Pennywise is much scarier than Tim Curry's." I prefer Tim Curry's one because you can see it all in camera. He's like, hello, and then the thing goes past, and all of a sudden he's just sort of staring at her. Yeah. And you think, that would scare you so much as a kid.
And wasn't it the kids in the film with him, like, was scared of him or something like that, you said, like, that they wouldn't go near him, whereas in Pennywise, they'd all go laughing and all cuddling him and going, we love you, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, trying to scare him. No, what happened was, there's two anecdotes. So, the anecdote from the new Pennywise was that Bill Skarsgård done this scene where one of the boys has broken his leg and he's all over again, oh, hello Georgie, blah, 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 going up to him. And then as soon as they say cut, the boy went, that was great, I love what you was doing there, that was really good. Whereas Tim Curry's anecdote about on the set of It, he was actually being friendly to the kids, getting on with them, and he said, right, action. And he goes, you'll all float down here, like to this boy. And while they're rolling, the boy went, Tim, you're scaring me. And he was like got genuinely scared by him. But Tim Curry's, famously has lost out on roles because he's too scary. He was going to be
the Joker.
He was going to be the Joker
in Batman, the original Joker. He would have been really good because he's got that smile.
Yeah, but they were still pushing for Jack Nicholson, but he would have been a better pick.
He would have been.
He got the voice of Joker for the animated series. He recorded like 6 episodes and they said his voice is too scary, so they got Mark Hamill in. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? He was Judge Doom.
Yeah, he would have been really good as Judge Doom as well.
He would have been great in that.
He's a fantastic... I mean, if you look at all of his films, he's so different in all of his films. So a lot of people, I mean, as fantastic as he is in Rocky Horror Show, that's what they sort of know him for. Or maybe Home Alone. They might know him from that.
Yeah, but see, Rocky Horror Picture Show, I remember seeing that for the first time as a kid. And even though I was told, this is Tim Curry, this is the Tim Curry who I knew from Clue and Worst Witch.
And Annie, looking at him, Annie as well.
And still look at him to this day and I think, I can't see it. He looks like a completely different person. Where he's got all that makeup and he's all over like this.
And his character, his character in it. He's a brilliant actor. It's really good.
But it's a shame because there's so many actors who we think, they're great if only they had better opportunities. They could have been just as big. I mean, people who know Tim Curry, everyone knows Tim Curry and fans of him. But he's known for being a great actor in terrible films. He's in so many bad films. Yeah. But that's not his fault. He does the best with it, and he's the only.
Another typical one from England that was fantastic, and it's just I don't know why he wasn't like massive over in America. Was Rick Mel?
Yeah,
he was amazing. He was like better than most of the comedians that are big over there. Like better than Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rowan Atkinson. It's a different style.
I don't get Mr. Bean. I liked Rowan Atkinson in Blackadder. Yeah. I like Mr. Bean the cartoon because that's watchable. But Mr. Bean himself,
Mr. Bean the cartoon.
Yeah, haven't you seen
it?
No, I don't sit there and watch it but I've seen it. It's been on, and it's like okay, that's passable. But I can never sit and watch Mr. Bean.
In the Night Garden. Do you like In the Night Garden?
Only at night time. No, but I have seen the little Mr. Bean cartoon. It's been on, and I thought, okay, it's all right. But I can't stand Mr. Bean the movie.
But Mr. Bean transcended done really well because you can sell it to foreign countries. Because there's no English.
There's no voice, is it? Yeah.
Oh, people go, they can relate to it. They go, I do that to my daddy. But I remember I see an anecdote thing the other day, interview about Blackadder 2. Blackadder 2 is the best series.
Yeah.
And in the first episode...
the first series is worst.
No, but in the first episode of series 2, when he's got the young girl who
she goes, Bob. Oh, yeah.
Kate is short for Bob.
Yeah,
Anyway, and he marries her at the end, and that's when Rick Mel comes in.
Yeah.
And he steals the entire thing.
Yeah.
And apparently, and he's got an interview with Rick Mel. He's usually like, when people come in, they sort of like, they get on board and they sort of try and sort of work with each other. Yeah. And apparently when they said cut, he went, right, did I win? Like he was competing against Rowan Atkinson and Stephen Fry, Miranda. He just blew.
But he sounded like fun as well. He sounded like he was fun to be around. He had that energy about him.
He had so much energy, and this is why I always said about choice roles and stuff. And he decided that him and Adrian, who's obviously his best mate, let's do Bottom. Yeah, we're going to make Bottom instead, which is fine. I like Bottom.
I never see Bottom.
It's good.
I tried for Rich and Cat Flap a couple of episodes because I loved Young Ones so much. But because they was the Young Ones to me, I couldn't get on board with it. So the only thing I ever watched was Young Ones. Young Ones I loved, but Young Ones now, I mean, I could probably still watch it, but it ain't going to be the same.
I still like Young Ones.
Yeah, I would still sit and watch it. I'd still
so many funny bits.
Yeah, but for nostalgia reasons for me, because it's my childhood. But I can see where a lot of people probably wouldn't now.
No, but see, like I disagree with that because I watched Young Ones fairly recently, like when we dressed up as Young Ones, just to sort of get into it. And I watched every single episode. And no offense to Mike, but them three, they still got such funny sort of chemistry and the funny lines they do.
And they're all equally as good as each other.
Yeah, and it's like the bit where it's sort of in the second one really, when they move into the house and Rick bursts into the room like he's arguing. He goes, right, Neil, I'm staying in here and there's nothing you can do about it, so shut up. And oh, okay, Rick. What? You just call me a bastard. He's so
no, it is.
way...
This is my humour growing up. I love it. You know. So, but I know there's a lot of people going, I don't like it, but they didn't probably grow up with it, and that's what it is. I mean, you.
It's so surreal.
You can't put it in any category of anything. It's like children. Going, right, you've got this money, you've got the idea, you can do what you want to do, and they just make like loads of students going, okay, we're just going to make this, like the vegetables talking and going into Narnia
and silly
things like that.
It's like silly little dad jokes. As I said, I still think it holds up personally. Maybe I'm nostalgic over it, but I can still watch episodes and still laugh at it. Well, there's not always things like that you can do. But anyway, so. Then obviously he decides to do Bottom. Bottom's all right, but it's just him and Aid, and they're just doubling down on the physical comedy, which they've done a bit in Young Ones, but Young Ones also had really funny, sort of quirky lines, whereas this was them just having fun, beating each other up. However, about that time, so Drop Dead Fred was what, 91? A couple of years later, you had Dumb and Dumber, which was Jim Carrey's second big film. He'd done a few films earlier, but he'd done Ace Ventura, then Dumb and Dumber, which got Jeff Daniels in it, who I love Jeff Daniels, I think he's a great actor, but his comedy is more subtle, and you needed someone off the wall. And I always think to this day, I think if Rick Mao, if they'd cast him as Harry, him and Jim Carrey together would have been
perfect.
And like I even think of the lines.
Lightning in a bottle.
I think of the lines, and he improvised a lot, and they would have been like so sort of trying to outdo each other. I think they could have been. It's a good film. But it's
a shame because he could have been big. But anyway, we're talking about dolls. Yeah, I've gone a bit off piece there.
The dolls were initially meant to have an organic structure. In the original script, if any doll's porcelain broke, the inside would be hollow. Director Stuart Gordon wasn't fond of this and came up with the idea of having organic skeletal systems underneath their porcelain to make them creepier. So you've got the little goblin things. Which, do you
think that's the people that have like shrunk down?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it looks like people if they've been smoking all their life. And
but they've been turned into a little doll body into that. So then it's just like, little demon things. The dolls at the end look quite like the people that have been killed though as well, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they look quite good.
Yeah.
The dolls at the end.
And like the dad gets turned into a punch.
Mr. Punch, yeah.
The film spent nearly a year in the editing room due to the doll effects in post-production.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine it wasn't an easy film to be on because of the detail and the movements and that, especially the stop motion and all that kind of stuff. You know how long that kind of thing takes, and everything had to be done like right, even for a low budget film. You know, but it works. It works, and I mean, all these years later, what is it? Nearly 40 years later. 39 years later, 86. No, it's 40 years ago.
4 years.
So it's still good. If you like that kind of thing, you know, if you like these old 80s horror films, which we do.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think we should do more of these sort of 80s. But it's like I thought from time to time. I thought I'd like to do House and House 2, but I haven't seen them since I was about 10.
I don't think I've seen them at all.
And you had them. You might not have watched them, but you had them taped. So maybe it's one of those things you taped and never bothered getting around to watching them. But I remember you having House 1 and 2. And I remember as a 10-year-old loving them. Thinking, I really like these films.
What is the premise of them?
I don't remember. I remember it's something to do with a house. Yeah. And I remember the
covers of them. I remember the posters, but that's it. I don't remember.
I think the main villain in one of them is like this zombie cowboy, and the main villain in another one is like a zombie soldier, if I remember correctly. And I don't know which way round.
But would they? I mean, if they're not that well known now, would they have aged? There's a lot of films that probably
could have done
crap.
This
now.
is why I want to watch them before
you mentioned,
because otherwise,
if they're absolutely
because we don't like to do films and both of us slag them off. It's all right if one of us watches a film and goes, oh, that was a bit poo, Ben, and you can go, no, I like that
justify it to the other one. But if we're both hating it, then it will last about 10 minutes, the podcast.
Yeah, so. And also it's not fair because...
No, it ain't fair, because people will be going, oh, I've got a couple of people excited about the film, right? Whereas it's okay if you've got one person on your side and you don't have to agree with the other one, but then if you've got both of them slagging it off, you're thinking, well, I've downloaded this podcast to hear about my favourite film.
Oh, it's like, we love Howard the Duck. And I remember watching, I'm thinking, oh look, someone's done a review of Howard the Duck. Watching it, and they're going, what's this shit? I'm so much better than George Lucas. And you think, you're a prick. You don't like the film. That's fair enough. But you're spending the next 40 minutes going, look at the costume. I think it's a great film. And anyone who I know who's seen Howard the Duck love it from their childhood, love the music, love the acting. Like, here's the other thing. It's gone, and it's ruined the careers of all the actors involved. I thought, well, no, it hasn't ruined Tim Robbins' career, has it? Because he went
Thompson's career.
Jacob's Ladder, Shawshank Redemption, Arlington Road, all these films he's done.
Well, I had the same thing. I remember once when I was first starting to download podcasts, and they were saying about Words with Gummidge, like the old Words with Gummidge I used to watch in the 80s. And I thought, oh, brilliant. They'd never even seen it. They was talking. I was going, why have you got this podcast and it's something that you're thinking, oh, well, yeah, I think it's about this or that. Well, you don't even know what you're fucking talking about. So why are you watching it?
No,
why
exactly.
why have you got a podcast about Words with Gummidge when you don't even know what you're talking about? It's like, so I don't like that. I don't like it when either they don't know what they're talking about or they slag it off. But we both like Dolls, so we're not slagging it off, and we think it's a good film, and it's really held up well. Yeah. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable little film. It does what it says on the tin, basically, and that's what you want with an 80s horror film.
Yeah.
So
it's called you want vampires. If it's called Dolls, you want dolls.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it's called Demons, you want demons.
Exactly. That's
another good one. Demons and Demons 2.
I can't remember Demons. Demons is a very good premise as well, though, in the cinema.
The first
I love
Demons is good.
too. I love Demons too because I think she's really scary. I think it's because she's so skinny and like there's that kind of looks really. Yeah. And she's, as you said when we've done the Demons podcast, she's a miserable character, but she's even miserable as a demon. Yeah. She's like moaning as a demon. Yeah. And her personalities come through.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, that was Dolls, and on IMDb, this film got 6.3 out of 10, which it's not bad.
That's not bad, really, for like an 80s horror. Because I expect most of these 80s horrors that we're talking about are between 4 and 6.5.
Yeah.
Because it is a niche thing. It is something. Some people refuse to watch horrors flat out, and others who do, like they just go, "Oh, it's stupid. It's stupid." You know, and you think, okay, well, it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not your demographic. It's like I don't really get into say rap music.
No.
So I'm not going to start reviewing rap albums. Go, what's this shit? What's this shit? It's not for me. It's for someone else. You know.
Rotten Tomatoes, the critics give it 60%.
That's not bad.
And the audience 54%.
Yeah, so it's all around that.
But I think the critics is quite good for a horror film, an 80s horror film, especially like a not so well known horror film. It's well known to horror fans, but it ain't one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets or Halloween's, is it? You know, it ain't out there like that, or Scream and certain films that are very what everyone knows about. But there's certain films that only horror fans would know.
I'm surprised they never tried to make a franchise of it, like making sequels 2 and 3, because then it might be slightly more known. Sometimes it's a film, if it's got loads of sequels, then people have heard of it more. You know.
Yeah.
Like even Fright Night at least had part 2.
Yeah. Well, the budget for this film was $1.2 million, and in the box office it took $3.5 million. So that's pretty good.
Okay, cool.
You got to think 1986. Is it 86 or 87? Are you sure?
85. 86.
86. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was Dolls. And I enjoyed it, and I recommend it. It's good. I mean, 40 years later, it's just like if you fancy a horror film that you ain't seen, just a little bit of 80s gore, go for it. And 2 really, really annoying Madonna wannabes.
All this stuff's pretty old, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Is it valuable?
To us, certainly.
I mean, would it be valuable to anybody?
Well, I'm certain that people with an appreciation for objects that were made with loving care...
Yeah, but are they antiques?
Antiques?
You know, valuable old shit.
Anyway, so that was Dolls. So, right, what are we doing next week then, Charles?
Ooh, well, I'm toying between 2 films.
Okay.
And I'll let you decide. So
I hate this because I
no,
always pick
it's
the
not
shit
in
one.
years. I'm going to do this. Feel good, or
feel bad.
Oh no, like really sort of gritty, like but it's not
depressing.
Not depressing, but a grueling film,
like sort of like Eden Lake.
A grueling film,
right.
Or a upbeat happy film.
Have I seen both these films?
You've seen the grueling one and you like it. but I don't think you've seen the happy one.
Would
They're both. The
Would you
grueling
tell
one,
me what the other one is when I say the other
the
one?
grueling one's from the 70s. The happy one is, I think, from 50s, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So they're both quite old.
Right, which one would you recommend?
I can't decide. This is why I'm deciding between them.
And I like the grueling.
You like the grueling one?
I definitely like it.
You definitely like it.
Go on then.
You're on the grueling one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the happy one
Was
Roman Holiday.
I never heard of it.
Well, it's the first Audrey Hepburn film.
Oh, okay.
It's a romantic comedy.
Have you seen it?
I watched it the other day with
Good?
Mum and Lily, and it is nice. It's a feel-good thing,
Yeah.
but it's just a very simple premise. Of,
I like that, though,
she's
sometimes.
she's a princess of this unknown sort of country thing, and having to sort of, and she sneaks out, and she meets this guy, and they just spend the whole sort of day together in the night. And that's all it is. Basically, it is a nice film, so we'll definitely do that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's the thing we're not doing.
Right. Well, the depressing one, I want you to put effort in. I want you to actually go there and start sort of, do on the set research and go, "Look, this is what it's actually like here and stuff."
I think I'm having second thoughts about this one now. Go on.
Midnight Express.
Good film.
Yeah.
Dark and
So you've got to go to Turkey. You've got to go Turkey.
Well, funny enough,
And
I'm going to Turkey next week.
Well, there you go. Try and smuggle some drugs back and see if it's
And I'll tell you in 20 years' time when I come back what it was like. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, Midnight Express is a very good film.
Yeah.
Good actor. Very good actor.
But we could talk more about him.
Yeah, okay. All right, Midnight Express, I'm up with that. I know it's another one I ain't seen for a long time. But I know the film. I know it's a good film. Yeah, it's dark. But it's a well-known film and it's a very good film. All right then, okay. Well, next week we're going to be doing Midnight Express.
Cool.
So follow us on social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and you can email us with any suggestions.
Instagram?
Yeah, but I ain't done it for ages. You could take over that Instagram account.
I'll do the TikTok.
So let's just, don't
And YouTube.
I think I stopped doing I used to put little clips of the stuff really on Instagram. I mean, don't worry with the Instagram. TikTok, you do TikTok, and we do the YouTube is the best way because that way you can actually sort of see us, and there's usually we add little funny clips into it as well.
And if you want to see like a list of all of them, I'm
Yeah.
currently uploading them all on IMDb, so you can actually see them by name. So you can think, right, what episode do I want to see?
And we've recently just updated all our thumbnails as well, which
Yeah.
they're quite fun. So this is going to be a good thumbnail for this dolls. So yeah, so give us a look on YouTube. It's preferably, I'd say that's the best one. But then also all the like Spotify, iTunes, all them podcasts. And email us at justthatfilm@gmail.com if you want to suggest any films or...
Yeah, because we put in the legwork. If you suggest a film, we will both watch it. And if one of us likes it, that's it. We'll probably do an episode on it.
Yeah, because we've done it once before and it was like we had to really find things to do. It was an okay film, but it was like...
I actually travelled there.
No, not for the one... Oh, you did, yeah.
I did. I travelled there.
You was there.
And I got done for speeding by some trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, an American trooper. Where the fuck are you going?
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay.
Spitting on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week we're doing Midnight Express.
Okay, so please like, subscribe, and share.
Stop saying share.
Share.
All right, see you later.
Share.
Bye-bye.
I feel like shit.